Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Sam.
And today we're beginning a big 3-day article. That's right, with a question as a title. And what is our question/title?
Our question/title is, how much do you know about animals? So, how much do you know about animals?
This much.
Does that count as a lot or not?
I don't know. It's more than this much and less than that much.
Oh, okay.
It's less than the guy on TV who does those really good nature shows.
Oh, I used to watch those
right?
all the time.
David Attenborough. Less than him, but more than a baby.
Okay. All right. That's a, okay range.
I guess so. But today we're going to be learning more. I will know more about animals at the end of this article than I do now, and we promise so will you. So we're going to be looking at some kind of cool and weird and slightly strange animal facts, and we're going to be asking a bunch of true and false questions. Do you believe this is true? Do you know it's false? You guys will be able to play along and answer with the questions with us as well. And we're going to be learning, as I said, some really weird things about animals. Do you know any good weird animal facts that aren't on our list?
I've heard one, but now that I'm about to say it, I actually am not 100% sure if it's true, but I have heard that cats don't actually like meow at each other as communication.
I've heard that too.
Meow at people for communication, but not to each other.
Yeah, I've heard that too. That's very strange because humans will talk to the cat and the cat will meow back, but if you just have wild cats living in a barn, they won't meow to each other.
Yeah, they'll do growls and hisses and some weird sounds, but I haven't heard just that straight meow.
Not that kind of sound. That's their special talk for humans. So there you go. There's a good animal fact. It's not on our list, so don't worry about answering that one. But we have, 9 or 10?
A lot.
Coming up. So let's check out the questions first, and then for day 2 and 3, we'll be looking at the answers and a bit more explanation. But get your thinking caps on because it's question time coming up now.
Here's something that you've probably heard before. Rabbits eat only carrots. The thing is, it isn't remotely true. We grow up hearing all kinds of animal misconceptions like this one. We might hear them from trusted friends, see them in cartoons on television, or even spread them ourselves. In this manner, many misconceptions can be carried over from generation to generation. Try the true or false quiz on the opposite page to test your knowledge of the animal kingdom. You might be surprised by the truth about our animal friends.
All right, so yes, it is time to learn how much do you know about animals in our article titled, How Much Do You Know About Animals? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to find out how much we know about animals. And we're going to have a couple questions before the break and then finish them off after the break. And tomorrow and day 3, that's when we're going to get the answers on those days.
So we get to kind of see, do we know a lot about animals or not? We can kind of make some guesses, and then we get to find out tomorrow, do we actually know the truth or not?
But today is the day we do most of our thinking, so prepare yourselves.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into this. So our reading goes, here's something that you've probably heard before. Rabbits eat only carrots. The thing is, it isn't remotely true. We grow up hearing all kinds of animal misconceptions like this one. Okay, so it doesn't explain too much about it, but it does say that this is a misconception. So we think that rabbits like carrots and they eat mostly carrots, but apparently not so true.
Yeah, not true.
And so in our reading, we had this word remotely. So remotely is an adverb, and it means only a little bit or a small degree. So we use this word when we want to talk about how much of something that we want to talk about, but that how much is actually very little. A lot of times we use it with the other words like not even remotely. Even is a word that gets used often with remotely. So if we look at our example sentence, we have, I'm not even remotely interested in buying a fancy car.
Okay.
So that means, how much am I interested? not very much at all, not even remotely interested.
1%. Yeah,
Very,
exactly.
very small.
Yeah, I'm not even a little bit, because remotely is kind of a little bit. So if you said, I'm not even a little bit interested in that, it means you really are not interested in that. So the fact that rabbits eat carrots is not even remotely true gives us the idea that really carrots in the wild, they wouldn't eat carrots. Rabbits, wouldn't eat carrots hardly at all, despite what we see on cartoons. So there you go. Don't learn your science from cartoons. That's another good thing we've learned today. Get back to the article. It says, we might hear them. They're talking about these animal facts. We might hear them from trusted friends, see them in cartoons on television, or even spread them ourselves. It's true, sometimes you learn a fact, you're so sure it's right, you tell other people, and then later on someone comes along and says, you know, I looked that up. That's not true. And it can be kind of shocking if you've believed this for, many years. Since you were a little kid, you thought this was true, and sometimes it might not be. In this manner, the article says, many misconceptions, these incorrect ideas, in this manner, many misconceptions can be carried over from generation to generation. My grandma told my mom, she told me, the whole family thinks it's true.
So it must be true.
And maybe it isn't, though. Right?
Yes, and so that's something that's kind of interesting is like, especially you have these facts that you hear from other people, or you might even hear from teachers who have been misinformed.
And then read them in books too, sometimes that are wrong.
It's very interesting. So let's go ahead and get into this true or false quiz. And so we look at the next part of the reading. We have try the true or false quiz on the opposite page to test your knowledge of the animal kingdom. You might be surprised by the truth about our animal friends.
Absolutely. And many of these facts are things that you've probably heard before, but we're going to kind of check to see how true many of them are. And as you can see, as you're looking at your magazine, the quiz, the questions are on the opposite page. When we say something is on the opposite something, using it here as an adjective, we're basically saying it's on the other side. It's facing it. It's directly across from it. If I hold up my left hand, my opposite hand would be my right hand. If we're sitting together at a table having dinner and I'm looking at you, you are sitting opposite me. And of course, if something is on the other side of the street from where you are, we could say that is on the opposite side of the street, directly across. For example, the police officer told me to park my car on the opposite side of the street, not on the right side, park over on the left side.
Yes, and then we also had this word kingdom in our little reading part. And so this is a noun, and a lot of people will know the word kingdom as far as like having a king and a queen and ruling everybody and all that kind of stuff. But this is a different kind of kingdom. So this kind of kingdom refers to how we classify, how we group or order the different living things in the world. And so in this case, we're talking about the animal kingdom. So this is the whole category of all the animals together, and then it will get broken down into farther and further and smaller categories down to a very specific, like this is cat, what breed, etc., etc. But we start with kingdom. And so as you can see in our sentence, we also have the plant kingdom. So we have the sentence, the scientist examined samples from across the plant kingdom. So now we have the plant kingdom, like before we had the animal kingdom. So these are different groups or categories for things in the world. And now, after the break, we're gonna get into our true and false quiz and see what are these animal facts and misconceptions and what's right and what's wrong. So we'll see that after the break.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天的课程要来进行动物知识大考验。同学们可能以前曾经听过兔子只吃红萝卜，但这根本就不正确。我们从小到大听的许多类似这样的误解呢，可能是从朋友、家人那边听来的啊，你可能是在电视卡通里面看到的等等。那许多误解呢，可能就这样代代的传下去了。我们会在另一页呢，会看到10题是非题，来考大家对动物王国的了解哦。好，文中它用到 from generation to generation。 generation 表示代代相传。那么单字 remotely 它是副词，可以用来描述遥远地，可是在课文里面它是指说程度很低的，或是丝毫根本，那一般会用在否定里面。好，那么 opposite 它是形容另一边的、对面的或是相反的。Kingdom 可以指王国，或者是动植物界的这个动物界啊、植物界的那个界的意思。好，那 Sam 老师在解释单字时，他用到 category 这个字 ，category category 它表示种类、类别。我们再看到补充单字 misconception， 它是表达误解、错误观念、错误想法。那老师有用到 misinform 这个动词 misinform，misinform 可以表达误报啊、误传的那种意思。那名词 misinformation 则是表达错误资讯、谬误消息的意思。接回到课文中。
1. An owl can turn its head 360 degrees. 2. Bears hibernate throughout winter without waking up. 3. An octopus has 3 hearts. 4. Polar bears have black skin. 5. Slicing an earthworm in half creates 2 earthworms. 6. Touching a baby bird causes its mother to abandon it. 7. A goldfish's memory lasts for only 3 seconds. 8. Squirrels and mice can't vomit. 9. Wombat poop is cube-shaped. 10. Dogs see only in black and white.
All right, we have 10 animal facts to look at. These are kind of questions. We're going to say a fact, and you guys just have to decide if this fact is true, yes, or false, not true. I don't believe that one. So let's start. Our first one, I like this one. Number 1, an owl can turn its head 360 degrees. So an owl can spin its head all the way around. Not like us, where we have to go like this and then go like that, but
and
we
then
can't
just actually
go
walk around
all the way around. So if you were an owl, could you spin your head all the way around? Do you think that's true or false? Think about it. Number 2.
Number 2, we have bears hibernate throughout winter without waking up.
Is that like saying bears sleep
false?
all winter long?
Yes, so they're hibernate, they're asleep, they don't wake up, they don't eat, they don't do anything, they just sit there, sleep.
That's what they do, right? They eat a lot in the fall, they sleep till spring, and they wake up and they're super hungry.
Yeah, well, maybe it's true, or maybe it's false. We'll find out next
All right,
on the next
number
part.
3, an octopus has 3 hearts. Well, I know that they have 8 arms.
Yeah.
So I guess they would have 3. I don't know. I might say true, but I have no reason to say true. Just octopus are weird, so having 3 hearts is weird. So I say, yeah, they're weird. That's true. But I have no knowledge. Okay.
We'll see if it's actually correct. And the next one, number 4, we have polar bears have black skin. True or false? I actually know this one, so I'm not going to try to guess.
I think as a Canadian, I should know this one.
You probably should.
Polar bears are, in our country. I kind of think that's true. And it's also weird enough for you to go, yeah, okay.
It's like,
it's
white
true.
fur. Could they possibly have black skin?
Right? Doesn't make sense, but maybe it's so strange you might guess true. All right, number 5. This is gross. Slicing an earthworm in half, don't do it. Slicing an earthworm in half creates 2 earthworms. True or false? So those little worms you find in the garden, again, don't do it. But if you cut one in half, will it just grow into 2 living worms?
Had you heard this one before?
I'd heard it before, but I don't know. Never in a science book.
Yeah, because I also heard, well, I don't know if I should talk about this now or in the next part, but I've heard this one a lot, and I've heard also that it has, earthworm has many hearts. They had like hearts in each of the little sections.
So if you sliced it in half, it could still live.
That's what I heard.
Maybe that is true. But of course, this is something you shouldn't do because you shouldn't slice an earthworm. You can slice bread. You can slice pizza. You can cut things in a very clean and very careful way. That is to slice. When we have a big piece of bread and you want to make a sandwich, you're not just going to eat all the bread. You need 2 pieces of bread. So you slice the bread. You're cutting it in a straight line, usually in a very sort of careful kind of way, and you want to have a smaller piece of something larger. You might also slice some chicken. If you only want to have a little bit of chicken, you slice it off with a nice sharp knife, get a thin piece, and we can actually call that thin piece a slice. A slice of bread, 2 slices of bread make a sandwich. Frank sliced the orange into 6 pieces. I'm glad it wasn't an earthworm.
Yeah, me too.
Good, Frank. Good.
Number 6, we have touching a baby bird causes its mother to abandon it. True or false? This one I have also heard about, and I actually know the answer, but the original one is something that I feel like a lot of us have heard that this is not a good thing.
I want that to be false because that's so sad.
Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. Don't worry. It could possibly be false.
I hope that's not true because I feel sad for the baby birds with no mommy. All right, number 7, it says a goldfish's memory lasts for only 3 seconds. Yeah, people say this. People might say that, oh, I have the memory of a goldfish, meaning I can't remember anything. I know this is false because I saw it on TV. I did see it on TV, but I think it's false. I think it's false. Okay, number 8.
Number 8 is squirrels and mice can't vomit. True or false? Vomit meaning like throw up. So
Really?
Squirrels and mice, apparently they cannot throw up.
What about rats?
Or true or false? We don't know yet. Can they or can they not?
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, this is one that I haven't heard about. Most of these I've heard, or I've heard the answer, or I've heard the question before, but this one,
all right, moving on. I love this one. Number 9, wombat poop is cube-shaped. So the poo-poo from the little wombat from down there in Australia is cube-shaped, like a square, like a box, like a dice when you play a game, right? That little square thing you roll. That is the shape of the poo-poo from the wombat. I know that this is true, and you know who told me? Live ABC. We did an article about wombats a few years ago, and I am 99% sure this is true.
Well, we'll have to find out for sure. But again, you had just mentioned this word cube. So yes, cube is a square, but it's a 3D square. And so yeah, dice, blocks, like if you have building blocks,
sure.
those would all be considered
ice cubes.
Ice cubes, yes. Although a lot of times ice cubes end up being shaped like that.
They have funny shapes now.
But yes, but our example sentence for this is Dawn dropped 2 ice cubes into the glass. So in this case, that might be, you would think that it's a square, but honestly, we call kind of any ice cubes.
Even when they make them round, like in a fancy drink, we still call it an ice cube. That's a good point. Anyways, number 10, last one. Dogs see only in black and white. True or false? So for your dog, the whole world is like an old movie. Everything's in black and white. Is that true or false?
I don't know, but I can't wait to find out the answers to all of these in the next part.
And we will be finding out the answers to all of them. If you're very brave, write down your answers now before you check the real answers. And we'll be back tomorrow to talk about some of those real answers and get some of the facts behind them. Should be good. I look forward to it. And I look forward to seeing you guys back here tomorrow as well. Until then, take care and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
好，那我们现在就来看看课文准备的10题是非题，同学们可以想想看，以下10题的描述是对的还是错的。第一题是猫头鹰可以把头转360度，然后第二题他说到熊在整个冬天冬眠而没有醒来，那么 hibernate 这个动词就可以用来描述动物的冬眠。那么第三题他说章鱼有3个心脏 ，octopus 就是章鱼的意思。那么第4题他说北极熊的皮肤是黑色的，那我们学一下 polar bear 就是北极熊。第5题他说把蚯蚓切成2半会产生2条蚯蚓，这是对的吗？好，我们学一下 earthworm 就是蚯蚓。那么 slice 这个动词则有切开、切割、切片的意思，这个字也可以当名词，可以用来描述像食物的一片啊，或者是薄片那种意思。好，第6题他说触摸幼鸟会使母鸟遗弃它，是对的吗？那么第7题他说金鱼的记忆力只能维持3秒钟。好 ，goldfish 就是金鱼。再来第8题，他说松鼠和老鼠不会呕吐，那么 squirrel 就是松鼠的意思哦。还有我们学一下 vomit 这个动词 vomit 就可以表达呕吐的意思。 第9题，他说袋熊的便便是立方形的。好 ，wombat 就是袋熊，然后还有用到 poop 这个可爱的字，不太可爱，有点臭。P-O-O-P poop 就是粪便。好，再看到单字 cube 它是名词，可以用来表达立方体、立方形的东西，或是表达立方。像我们说 ice cube 就是冰块，文中用到 cube shaped 是用来形容它是立方形的。再来第10题，狗狗只能看到黑与白，是对的吗？同学们可以好好思考这些问题的答案，我们明后天的课程会一一解答。那以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Here's something that you've probably heard before. Rabbits eat only carrots. The thing is, it isn't remotely true. We grow up hearing all kinds of animal misconceptions like this one. We might hear them from trusted friends, see them in cartoons on television, or even spread them ourselves. In this manner, many misconceptions can be carried over from generation to generation. Try the true or false quiz on the opposite page to test your knowledge of the animal kingdom. You might be surprised by the truth about our animal friends. 1. An owl can turn its head 360 degrees. 2. Bears hibernate throughout winter without waking up. 3. An octopus has 3 hearts. 4. Polar bears have black skin. 5. Slicing an earthworm in half creates 2 earthworms. 6. Touching a baby bird causes its mother to abandon it. 7. A goldfish's memory lasts for only 3 seconds. 8. Squirrels and mice can't vomit. 9. Wombat poop is cube-shaped. 10. Dogs see only in black and white.
Jamie.
I'm Stephen.
And we're playing a game called Guess the Bear, where we each have 3 cards with words or phrases on them, but we don't know what they are, so we have to guess what they are, because we're replacing them with the word bear. All right, let's go. You ready to guess?
Yes.
Okay, 1 minute, go. 1 word noun. She added ice bears to the tea and cut the cheese into bears before serving.
Cute. Okay.
1 word verb. The chef bared the pizza into 8 pieces and bare the mushrooms and fry them in butter.
Number 2. Well, I'm sorry, there was 2 sentences? Okay,
Yeah.
can you read them again?
Sorry. They're both about food, I guess. The chef bared the pizza into 8 pieces and bare the mushrooms and fry them in butter.
Slice. Okay.
And then 1 word adverb. I wasn't bare interested in her sales pitch, and he isn't even bare like his brother.
Interesting? Interested.
I wasn't bare interested in her sales pitch.
I wasn't bare interested.
He isn't even bare like his brother. Adverb.
He isn't even barely like his brother? Isn't...
Similar?
Barely... Can you read it
He
again?
isn't even bare like his brother. I wasn't bare interested in her sales pitch. Oh, it's remotely.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like barely, a little bit.
Okay, no, I was pretty far.
Well,
okay,
it's close.
your turn. All right, start the timer. This is a verb. Number 1, bears usually bear in the winter. Number 2, many animals bear for long periods of time.
Hibernate?
Good. All right, this is a noun. He ruled the bear for more than 30 years. Number 2, there are thousands of species in the animals bear.
Kingdom?
Good. Okay, and this is an adjective. We have completely bare opinions on the matter. Number 2, the crowd gathered on the bare side of the street.
Far? Wait, can you say it again?
Number 1, we have completely bare opinions on the matter. Number 2, the crowd gathered on the bare side of the street.
Different? Differing?
We have completely...
Opposite.
Okay, good job.
Opposing?
It was opposite.
Oh, okay.
It was opposite.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I was like,
So, was that difficult for you? Like, it seems like the last one kind of gave you a little trouble.
a little bit, but it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. I'll deal.
See you next time.